Title: Akim and the Flute of Sorrow. Following the death of his father, Akim ran away from home, fearful of facing the consequences of his actions. He may have escaped justice, as the village police failed to link him to the old man's death. Akim's mother had her suspicions. He had come home with the coat and the flute, but he did not confess to her either. She chose silence when the police came the next morning to report that her husband had been found dead by the roadside. Akim never returned. He realized too late that he had robbed his own father, taken what would have been given to him had he only waited for the old man to come home. He went in search of his partners in crime, the ruthless vagabonds of the Nyoka crew. The guilt gnawed at him, and the fear of vengeful spirits visiting those who spill innocent blood haunted his dreams. The goat that eats the leaves from the forbidden plant will be punished. He saw his father's face in his sleep. So he stopped sleeping. With Tafara and Abubakar by his side, Akim wandered the streets, their eyes shadowed by paranoia. They fled Nyamasunda the moment they heard the village crier summon them by name. Called by the elders to clarify the events surrounding Akim's father's death, the seer had named them as persons of interest. Sakuru Okoro, the village seer, was famed for his visions. None doubted his word. When he threw his bones, visions danced upon the ivory-framed mirror he had brought from across the sea during his initiation journey. Tired of exile, Akim wanted to clear his name. He believed that striking his father in the head should not have caused his death. High on palm wine and hallucinogens, the Nyoka crew claimed that death itself was to blame. So Akim vowed to find death and make him confess. One night, he crept into his mother's hut from the shadows and whispered, "I will find death and avenge father." His mother, an elder wise with age, warned him, "If you search for death, you will surely find him, and from that meeting, there is no return." Life is lived by avoiding death for as long as the Creator permits. Only the Creator can keep him from your door. But before she could reach for the son she once cradled, he vanished as quickly as he had appeared. In the following days, the Nyoka crew wandered, asking strange questions in stranger places. They searched for death at a wedding, but were told he rarely appeared where joy reigned. They searched a funeral and were told he had just left. At a medicine man's hut, they were told death would not come that day, for the patient was healing. However, the medicine man offered them a clue. Find Sakuru Murambedzi, older than the hills. His bones turn to fossils, they say. He lives near the valley's end at the bottom of the hill. They arrived at his compound to find him cursing the earth. "Open up, cursed ground, swallow my dry bones. Death has forsaken me. My peers are ancestors now, and yet I remain." Akim interrupted him. "Old man, we've heard you are friends with Death. Show us where he lives so I can avenge my father. Death took him, and now everyone blames me. I will not return home without revenge." Sakuru Murambedzi replied calmly, "Young man, if you keep on this path, there is no need to find death. He will find you." Abubakar snapped, "Don't mock us, old man. Give us his address, or we'll help you meet your ancestors." The old man pointed. "Go up the hill, under the third baobab tree, past the elephant's path and the lion's track near the great anthill. There you will surely find death. If we don't," Abubakar hissed, "we'll return and make sure you do." Sakuru Murambedzi chuckled. "Your foolishness will take you to your ancestors before sunrise." But the boys were already gone. They trudged up the hill past the market, while their peers worked hard building futures. But the Nyoka crew was on a foolish quest to drag death before the village elders, to force a confession and absolve themselves. At the baobab tree, they found 5 large bags, unattended. Curiosity overtook caution. They opened the bags and gasped, "Gold and jewels, enough to make them kings." Drunk with greed, they danced and dreamed. "Let's move the bags at night," Akim said. "Or buy off the guards and make this place ours." "We'll buy titles and many wives," Abubakar said, digging into the gold. "Go to the market," he told Tafara, "and bring us food and drink. We feast tonight." Tafara took a handful of coins, dreaming of horses and riches. "Don't draw attention," Abubakar warned. "1 coin is enough. The gold will still be here when you return." As Tafara left, Akim and Abubakar sat guarding the gold, their minds filled with visions of power. But greed seeped in. Abubakar leaned close to Akim. "There's not enough for 3. We get rid of Tafara, split it 2 ways. Akim hesitated, but didn't resist. Abu Bakr was feared even among the crew. He had a cruel heart. When Tafara returned, a donkey loaded with a feast behind him, meats, fruits from India, cane sugar, and the finest palm wine from the West, they smiled. Akim welcomed him warmly. As he hugged him, Abu Bakr struck the base of Tafara's skull. Tafara dropped before he hit the ground, dead. They dragged his body behind the baobab tree, intending to bury him after their feast. They spread the food on a reed mat Tafara had brought, gorging themselves like kings. They laughed and toasted, saving the palm wine for last. But as they drank, the poison hidden within the sweet brew began to work. Tafara, it turned out, had his own plan. He had poisoned the wine, hoping to return and claim the gold alone for his suffering family. Soon, Akim and Abu Bakr were writhing on the ground, their insides melting. Their mouths foamed as death embraced them. A few meters away, Tafara's lifeless body still lay beneath the baobab tree. Death had visited, as the old man promised, and left victorious, as he always does. He who chases the leopard into the bush should not complain when he meets its claws.